So we're having a potluck at work tomorrow. You know what that means? It means I get to pull out my recipes and decide what to make. And the winner is a chocolate espresso cake. This is one of my favorite recipes. It's one that gets the most rave reviews from my family and friends. And in fact, my niece asked me for the recipe not long ago, and I thought, well, you know what? I'll just record a video and put it out here. And let me show you what the ingredients are. So I'm going to show you the ingredients for this cake. Let's start with the dry ingredients. We have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of sugar, 3/4 cups of unsweetened cocoa powder. Here we have 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of espresso powder. The wet ingredients are, you're going to boil some water and have 1 cup of boiling water, 1 cup of milk, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil or canola oil, 2 eggs, and 2 teaspoons vanilla extract. You're going to start by putting all of the dry ingredients in your mixer. I'm going to do that right now. Okay, we're going to start off by putting our whisk attachment. And I'm going to add all of my dry ingredients. I guess I should have put that in there before the whisk attachment, huh? Oh well. All of the dry ingredients together. And then I'm going to just whisk it up. Okay, I'm going to add my milk. Get that started again. Add my milk. Going to add my vanilla. And this doesn't have to be in any kind of order. You just don't want to do the water yet because the water is boiling hot. You're going to do that little by little. Everything else can kind of get dumped in here except for the water. I want to make sure that I get that nicely heat up because I have got the raw eggs in there and I'm going to be adding some hot water. I don't want the eggs sitting on top and have them curdle or cook on me with hot water. All right, so we're going to beat it on medium until it's all fully incorporated, which is the way that I'm seeing it now. Let me pull this down so you can see what I'm talking about. Do you see how that looks? It already looks like a batter. It's a little thick, but it looks like a batter. What I'm going to do now is start pouring my water in there. So we said 1 cup of water, and it's boiling hot water. Let me pour that out. Okay. Boiling hot water. I'm not going to throw it in there all at once. I'm going to put it in little by little. And I poured the water into the cup where I had the oil. That's why you see that residue. Don't worry, it's not dirty. It's something that's already in here. So here we go. I'm going to put this back on and start adding the water little by little. All the water is in. I'm going to turn this up and let it go for about a minute on high. Lots of bubbles mean lots of air has come in. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. You see all those bubbles? Lots of air. That's exactly what I wanted. All right. There's nothing sticking to the bottom of my bowl. That's perfect. I've preheated my oven to 350, and now I'm going to prepare this pan. Let me go get some parchment paper for this. I've got my parchment paper, and I just need to get it to fit in here. So what I'm going to do is kind of tuck it in here. Crease the edges there as much as possible so I can lay it flat. And then I'm going to take a knife and then just score it around the area that I want to remove the excess. So you should be able to just tear it off for the most part. Looks like I didn't score it very good there. So I'm going to pop my knife in there and take care of that. Alright, there's my circle. Fits nicely. So what I'll do now is take some spray, canola oil spray here. I'm going to put a dab on the inside to adhere my paper to the bottom. Actually, yeah. The reason I'm doing this is because as you can see here where I sprayed it, it's not lifting. So when I pour my air, it should stay on top and should not go underneath. Here you can see where it's kind of lifting. Can you see that? Because I didn't put spray right there. You can see it's moving. So I want to lift that up. Oop, there's my oven. I want to lift that up and put some more spray around the corners so that it can, yeah, see that lifted up so easily. So that I don't want my cake mix to get in the middle of that. So let's spray around the edges as well. Much better. All right, get that part too. Now, so you can see this is sticking totally all the way around. It's sticking and not lifting. I'm going to spray the edges as well because I don't want my cake sticking to the pan. Okay, and I'll spray this as well. So that's a whole lot of spray, right? It's necessary, believe me. This is a pretty big cake pan, as you can see. Look at my hands and look at the width of this. So I'm only getting one of these from this mixture. But if you were to do a smaller cake pan, then you can get two of them out of it and do 2 layers. So I'm doing this one, and then I'm going to do another batch, and then I'll have a 2-layer huge cake, but that's because it's going to feed a lot of people. Let's get this in the oven, and it'll be ready in about 30 to 35 minutes. Make sure that you check on it with a toothpick to see if it's ready to go. I'll see you back here then. It's looking good. Let me pull it out some. Okay, so first impression, absolutely is ready. As I'm touching the top, it's got a little bounce in it, but it does not have any jiggle. Let's take a look. Putting a toothpick down the middle. It's still sticking, so I'm going to let it cook for another 5 minutes or so. Okay, so here's my cake. It's nice and firm. I'm going to turn it out onto my cooling rack here. Look how it's pulled away from the sides here. And that's because of the the spray that I put on there. And it should pop out quite easily because I have the parchment paper on the bottom. So let's see if that rings true. There we go. Voila. Perfect. So I'm going to leave it on here and let it cool while I bake the other layer. And here's a finished product. Look at my beautiful cake. It's 2 layers. Whoop. It's going to slide because I put saran wrap on here because I didn't want it to mess up my wood. My cake is ready to go. I'll take this to work with me tomorrow. There it is. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you make it. I hope you like it. Like, share, and subscribe. See you later.